you seen the latest edition? I suppose you have. Suppose you feel pretty much as I do about it. Awful, isn't it? The headlines, I mean. Death, destruction, upheaval, unrest. It makes you wonder what the world's coming to. Yes, sir. What's the world coming to? Men's souls wrestle with the thought of tomorrow. And today is the eve of tomorrow. Can I face it with confidence? I suppose you've asked yourselves that question too. Can I face tomorrow with confidence? No man can tell what tomorrow may bring. But I'm not worrying. You know why? Well, a long time ago, almost 40 years it is now, I hired a man to do my worrying for me.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Makes you want to go off someplace
And bury your head like an ostrich.
This is no laughing matter, Jim. All those headlines. I don't know what to think. I'm worried, I tell you.
You've been worried about something as long as I've known you.
But this is different.
Yes, and each new worry has always been different. Why, you worried about the lean years of the Depression. You worried about the big years of the 20s.
But all I know is that this is different. Jim, we'll never survive this war.
That's what you said back in 1917. But we did survive, didn't we, Ellie?
But I'm talking about now. Now, all I can see is chaos and confusion and panic.
Oh, that's a good old word. There was a panic. Oh, years and years ago. That's before you came with us, Ellie.
That was before you could afford a secretary.
You know, Larry here was all against my hiring you.
I've suspected as much these 30 years.
Yeah, he didn't think you'd stay 3 months.
He didn't think you'd be in business 3 months.
This is no time to go digging around the past for laughs.
I'm not digging around for laughs, Larry. I'm digging for confidence to face the future.
Future.
When I think of the future, I think of this business of mine. A long time ago, I hitched my wagon to a star. There was a drink, pure and wholesome, delicious to taste, refreshing. And they trademarked it Coca-Cola. I obtained the right to bottle Coca-Cola. I became a bottler of Coca-Cola. I still am. We've just put up a new plant here in my town. A new plant right up on Main Street. And people going by can see how clean and careful we bottle their favorite drink. Sometimes they stop in for a closer look at how we do things. This business of mine is a community affair. My bottling operation, well, it isn't the biggest in the country, but then it isn't the smallest. As bottlers go, I'm just somewhere in between, I guess. My business is kind of like my town. A town still small enough to protest turning the park into a parking lot. A town still small enough to respect the old trees along Main Street. One of those places too small to be a city and too big to be a village. Just a town. Just somewhere in that nice middle ground. That's me and my business, too. When I think of the future, I think of the men and machines and friends and ideas and philosophy and spirit that have brought Coca-Cola where it is today. Today seems a clutter of confusion. But maybe if we back away from it, step by step, and see from whence we came, it'll help us to see where we're going. All our yesterdays met the trials of the times, and our last big trial was called the Depression. Now, if you go back a couple of years, you'll find us going over the plans for this new plant.